Hello and welcome into episode 44 of the Value of Talent podcast. I'm your host, Harry Trades, and with me as always, the main man, Federico. We are back.
Let's go. First of all, I hope all of you had a very pleasant Christmas. Enjoyed the time with your family. Had some good food. I had plenty, to be honest. I had probably too much, but it's Christmas, God forbid. And Happy New Year as well. Let's start this new year fresh. We had some bit of a break, just some personal reasons and everything. And yeah, but my New Year's vow is that we're gonna make this pretty certain and pretty constant, and we have more guests on this year, and we're gonna surpass everybody in being the best podcasters of Sorare anywhere in the world. if we're still playing.
If we're still playing. Mate, no, I'm glad you're back, mate, to be honest. Obviously we've taken a couple of weeks off, like you just mentioned there. We were both busy. You've been on a different time zone, only by an hour, I guess, but you've had family things, and I've had my girlfriend over, so it's been manic, but I'm just buzzing to get back with you, mate, to be honest. And it's just really nice to chat with you again. Obviously episode 44, we just decided then that there's not going to be a ton of structure to this one. This is going to be sort of like a New Year's, we're back, don't forget us type of podcast. And there's a few bits we'll definitely get into. Like, we definitely want to go over Nicolas's tweets as far as like what to expect on Sorare for early 24. There's a few new teams out and stuff. Just generic stuff that's been happening over the last couple of weeks. SO5 wise, there's not much been going on as their Feder, to be honest. Like, there's been a few games here and there, a few, leagues playing. Like, this weekend itself has like 3 leagues playing, right? Italy, Portugal, and one other one. Turkey, of course. So, there's not much going on SO5 wise, and that's fine. We can still create, Sorare content in that sense. But, okay, should we start then with, do you want to start with the Nicolas tweets? What should we do?
Yeah, we can start about the Nicolas tweet. We could start about how did things go for you the last like 2 weeks now?
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
How did things go, basically, like, for real?
Yeah, no, for sure. So honestly, it's been a blur this December, bro. I feel like SO5 wise over the last couple of weeks, I've just been like not concentrating, but it just feels like just not much has gone on. To be fair, this game week right now, so what are we in? Game week 438. I've got a really good score in 240, which I'm very happy with. 4-man effort. And I've got a chance in under 23 Rare Plus. It won't be, an incredible score because Rodrigo let me down. But regardless, there's a little bit going on there. But if I go back a little bit further...
Vinny's back.
Vinny is back. I didn't play him.
So Rodrigo's going to be bad again now.
Maybe, but I watched the highlights and Rodrigo had a good chance. So did Vinny, actually. But I won the Rare Threshold the game week before that. To be fair, I finished 5th in Cap 220 Super Rare the game week before that, and I won that Luigi Sepe card, right? Bro, I keep getting decent offers on him.
Just sell him then.
Is he not going to be Salernitana's goalie next season? Like in 2nd division?
Nobody knows, to be honest, because at the end of the day, he probably earns quite substantial amount of money now that at Lazio.
Yeah.
Lazio need a quality second keeper. God forbid that something happens to Provedel. So it just like, why should he? Like, he did everything in Salernitana already. He did Serie B. He did play Serie A with them. So
yeah,
I think he's young for a goalie, kind of. You know what I mean? So I think he's gonna sit out his contract with Lazio and then maybe going back to Serie B or something like that.
Fair
but
enough.
Salernitana maybe he's not even going down. So. Somehow they always save themselves. Always. I don't know.
Fair enough. So yeah, that's basically all I've done, Fed. I've won 2 Rare Thresholds. I've won that Super Rare Goalkeeper. I've made a couple of I've bought a couple of rare cards actually, just because probably boredom, to be honest, mate. I've been a little bit bored and I wanted to fill in some lineups, so I bought Morato from Benfica, the defender. I bought him last game week, but Florentino Luis obviously didn't play, so that didn't matter. But obviously Morato has a game this week, so I'm going to hopefully use him there. I bought 2 Nicolas Laderos. Obviously, news has come out that he's moving to Orlando. So yeah, he's gone to Orlando. It's done.
Yeah, I know, but why did you buy him? Like,
why did I buy him? I mean,
it's not that good of a... First of all,
he's like £40, bro. Like,
still, bro. Like, okay,
and
but I'm not even sure he plays. I'm
Oh,
not
he
even sure he
plays.
plays.
Bro, of course he plays. They got rid of Pereira. Like, there's no way they don't play Ladero. I'm sorry. I know he's getting on a bit,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like, because Faku is gonna play for him. Faku's
But he's on
staying
the
for
wing.
sure.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
But
Faku's
yeah,
gonna play as a 10 now.
you
That's why
think?
they got rid of Ferreira. Yeah, that's basically what they
Okay,
said.
okay.
Faku Torre is gonna play as a 10, and Faku Torre is gonna have all the sets. So Lodero is not gonna have
I
the
wouldn't be
sets.
too sure.
Man, Lodero, like nothing against Lodero, I really like him, and I think he had his prime, and he used to be a very good player, but I think he's a bit washed in a sense of, and
Yeah, but for MLS standard, mate, like he's still good enough to play at a good sort of level, I
man,
think.
he's one of the cards that won me the most, so I can't say anything about him.
No,
Like,
for
for
sure.
real.
But he is getting on, and yeah, hopefully, whether he doesn't need to play every game for me, but I've bought a couple just in case. I want to build a little MLS sort of team, and yeah, I mean, it's 40 quid at the end of the day. It's not really gonna damage, my bank
No.
account too much.
For sure.
But yeah, that's all I've done. I haven't really bought anyone like crazy. Like we said, Morato's the most expensive at £70. But yeah, that's kind of all I've done. I won a couple of thresholds, won the super rare Sepe, and bought a few rare cards, mate. Honestly, I've enjoyed like not really worrying too much about Sorare. Like we say, there's so much pressure sometimes, or we put pressure on ourselves to build the best lineup and to have the most optimal this and have this and win that. And it's like, it's just nice sometimes to just not have to do that,
Agree, 1000% agree. What's going on with Morato? Is he a starter now for Benfica?
I think so. He's playing left back, yeah. Obviously, he's a centre back, but he's playing left back.
Holy moly! Yeah, he seems to be a starter now. Like, strangely, yeah, completely agree with you. By the way, like, it was good to have a bit of a vacation from Sorare in a way, and not to care too much about it. I still watch like 1 or 2 games, but nothing too serious, to be honest. Felt really nice, and was definitely needed. And I know there's people like McBride who just wrapped up podiums after the other, and I'm very happy for him because
Yeah, he's done well. He's
Scottish.
done very well.
He is the Scottish whale, so that's fine, and he should deserve to win those game weeks where the SPL is the best league in itself on Sorare. But yeah, it was good. I was unlucky as always. Had always like good half of the teams, and then the other half of the team was proper shite. Like, I don't know, man. Especially like Cameron Carter Wiggins since CCV, since I won him, like nothing really good happened. That one game I didn't play him because he was supposed to not play. He scored to 80. That's the only game I didn't play him, basically. But the other ones, he destroyed my lineups every time. And yeah.
I'm just looking right now. You had your Yari Vishara and Asprilla, Jared Bowen lineup was looking very good. That was a good lineup, yeah.
Yeah, but even... Yeah, that was a strange lineup as well because...
Bro, why are you captaining your goalkeeper? You know that's not the right thing to do. Come on.
Which one?
You captained Emiliano Martinez instead of Yari or Jared Bowen, who both got decisives.
Yeah, that's true because I thought Emiliano's going to have a clean sheet. And he's always scored.
Yeah.
And he's always has 80 points with a clean sheet. So I thought, man, I wasn't even too sure Yari was going to start. So and Bowen basically gets the decisives and plays a 70. That's what he does, but he does that pretty often in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's not a monster. So I thought, okay, let's get the 80 on Emiliano. And yeah, I should have put it on Yari. Yazar Asprilla was really good in that lineup. Yeah, but in the same game week, I had, I think, Bazunu on 100, something like that. And if I would just switch with
Bazunu scored 77.
Yeah, with Debu, and yeah, that was just as always some.
It's
mixing
always one
up
or two players.
Yeah, and then the other ones in the other lineups are performing like young gods as always, And then Sporting obviously just did Sporting to me as always. One day Sporting will make me proud. I'm not sure this day is gonna come.
I don't know when that's gonna happen.
I hope it's gonna happen one day.
This game week, maybe. They actually have a good matchup at home.
They have a very good matchup at home. I won Laszlo Benes now, which is pretty nice, to be honest.
The German guy. Yeah.
I kind of have a Hamburg stack now with Daniel Heuer Fernandez, who I won before, basically. I have a pretty decent like Jesse Bennett, I won as well. And then I traded him with with another version basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, was I got rid of Garikinda, which really hurt my soul.
Super rare.
Like I really didn't want to do that, but him playing at Israel, I have no like he moved to Maccabi Haifa, I think,
Okay.
and I have no utility with him playing there, even if he would have had some midweeks and the international game weeks, obviously.
Yeah.
But I needed him with Pulido stack, and it really hurt my heart because I held him for 2 years, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last part of the season, I could have used him, and he did great for me, and I was super happy with him. But then he moved, and now that was a long hold, didn't pay off. But sometimes it is like that, sometimes it isn't like that. And I bought Quaresma, who then didn't start. Yeah, like a lot of stuff.
Just Christmas stuff, isn't it? It's just so many
Just
things unforeseen. It's so hard to get
I'm
it
just
all
very
right.
glad. I'm just
Yeah.
very glad I bought Irving Cardona before he moved to Saint Etienne, basically. So now I have my
I saw you
second
did
struck.
that, and I didn't understand. Why you bought him? Because they said he played for Augsburg, but I guess he's moved, right?
Yeah, he moved to Saint Etienne. It's already
Right.
official. He already trained with them today. So
Yeah.
he's like a AA winger type
Okay.
of guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he could be great. I don't know. I just bought him because I wanted to have another striker from Saint Etienne, anyways, because Sissoko's gone to the Africa
AFCON.
Cup
Yeah.
anyway, so he's gonna play for sure now. And after, I would love that both of them basically start, and I kind of choose, or maybe play one in cap and the other one in cap to 70 and the other one in cap to 40, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice cap as well on him. I think he has a cap of 23, so that's very nice. Happy with that. Paid a decent price, but what at the end isn't a decent price at the moment. And
True.
and yeah, bought a
Okay.
Lanzini, which I'm very
Yeah.
happy about.
Yeah. You've been waiting a while to get one of his
Yeah, I
cards in,
was
haven't you?
like him. I was waiting 3-4 months to get one of his cards.
Yeah.
I pulled the trigger, got one. So now there's like 2 more river cards I need. I'm gonna talk about that when we have Isco on the show. That should be the next one or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Next
you can
podcast.
look forward to that. We're gonna have a Argentina special again, and I'm really looking forward myself to it. Very crazy news what's going on in Argentina. Like half of my clubs who play at Argentinian football
Yeah.
is moving or moving on, and
Wow.
nobody really understands where they're going or not, basically.
Interesting. I've
But
seen
yeah,
my mama, or is it Perez might be leaving?
my mama
Perez?
is going to Vélez. It's basically
Right, that
done.
was it. Yeah. I saw
And
that. Okay.
Gianetti's gone to Udine, so he's just taking the place of Gianetti,
Got you.
which isn't bad, to be honest. I
Well,
don't hate
actually,
that.
you bought the Rusnak as well. Let's talk about that.
I bought the Rusnak as well. I had to do it.
So you told me in real life when we went to watch the Tottenham Chelsea game that you were looking to get Rusnak into the gallery. Obviously, you had a little deal with Pavel set in stone, but at the time you hadn't done it. You didn't have the ETH, and now obviously
The
you've done it.
exact.
So fair play. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, done the deal. I think it was a good price. Very, very good price, to be honest.
Yeah.
Got rid of Alexis Martin, who's not playing anymore for AAJ, Argentinos Juniors.
Uh-huh.
I really wanted Rusnak because I believe he's going to be way more crucial next year. And now that Lodeiro's gone, he's for sure taking the pens at Seattle. If Rui Diaz is not on the pitch, but Rui Diaz anyways is always injured, so I'm not too afraid of that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And he played really good in the last 10 games of the season, and the new role he had, he switched between 8 and 10, and I'm really looking forward to that, especially him partnering up with my Jordan Morris and my Christian Roldan, basically, and also have a Jay Mandrada, so might need to buy a Stefan Fry as well. So I have the full Seattle stack in a way. Very glad I bought him in Unique. Like it's mind-blowing, brother. It's mind-blowing how cheap he was in a way. I remember like when I started Sorare, his rare price, his rare card was the same price as I bought the Unique now.
What?
So that's
no way.
Yeah, brother. Because that's when he played at Real Salt Lake, basically.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think his super rare at that time was like 5 ETH, something like that. I don't know what his.
Wow, yeah. His most expensive rare card went for 1.5k. Wow.
Yeah, Yeah, and I bought him for 1,900K, which is
Jeez.
a huge amount of money. Don't get me wrong, but
But
I'm paying for a unique at the end of the day. I
yeah.
decided to do that because I want to play D2 competitive. I don't want to play threshold,
Okay.
especially unique one. I really thought about it because I think I could have done it with the amount I paid for Rusnak in a way,
Mm-hmm.
or at least a bit more. First of all, at the moment, I don't have much free funds to buy stuff on Sorare. That's just what it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Second of all, I think you need, like, it would be very hard to hit the threshold with 6-7 players only. And first I have to buy 6-7 players who then actually regularly start, especially in unique, because then when you actually start hitting the thresholds, your L15s are going to grow exponentially. So at a certain point you cannot able to use your uniques anymore, and then you have 7 uniques lying around there and can't really use them for anything because they basically are threshold players and they're not good enough for the divisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think, so what did I do wrong in a way? So if I win cap 270s, I'm gonna keep the uniques and I might play it in the future, but I'm not gonna properly invest in it. I'm gonna invest one more time in Sorare if I feel they earned it in a way, and that's gonna be to buy Franco Mani Super and
Nice. Yeah.
and Franco Mani Super and Matt Freeze Super, the goalie of New York City.
Yeah. I
Because
like
just
that.
want to have the 2 stacks. I have all my rivers basically done. Just need Franco and just some other river stacks, river super cards, but they got so cheap at this point I can buy them with rewards. I win basically. So no need for investing in it for that. But Franco Mani and Matt Freezy, certainly 2 guys I really, really want to have in the gallery ASAP.
Mm-hmm.
In Super, just my free, so I can just stack him with Thiago Martins, because I think they're very, very decent stack. And when they play, when they keep the clean sheet, and they're really, really dangerous, also point wise. So I'm much looking forward to that, and just Armani because I just want to have a full stack river. I'm really looking forward to that, and yeah, it's
Okay.
it's
Okay.
it's all going well in a way, and I still love playing this game, but there's so many factors that diminish this joy, and for sure we need to talk about them.
100%. So on a bit of an interesting sort of segue then. I was just listening to the Sorare Andrews podcast, and Andy Black basically, sort of said to Laird that he thinks thresholds should go, or at least, reduce in some capacity. He doesn't necessarily think they have to completely go, but he thinks for the sort of how the game needs to transition into, being again, i.e. the whole, jackpot heavy top half of, any prize pool, like looking better than it is right now as far as cash goes, or ETH. He really thinks that the money that's is spent giving out thresholds could be used, and we've mentioned it ourselves, in the regions, reward top 200 under 23 rare players, but the top 3 get 1 ETH each or whatever it is, to where it's a very top heavy prize pool, and it encourages managers to own the best scoring cards. And that was Andy's point, and I just thought, you know what, in a weird way, that's like the first time that I've really thought how, like, I've always associated Sorare, or especially the thresholds, in the sense that if the thresholds go, I've always thought that the platform is really at risk. But when he put it that way, I genuinely thought, you know what, that feels like how it should be played. We should all be encouraged to want to buy and win and trade the best card, the best scoring cards, because those should constitute you, finishing higher on leaderboards. Now, I know there's an argument to say, well, okay, what happens to like the shitty cards? Well, Andy's point, to that was, well, you could still offer some cash in maybe 220. There could be like a top 500, 220 players or whatever the amount is, where there's still cash, available to win. He even said you could put, thresholds of some sort in reward boxes and give them out that way. I know that could be a regulation thing, but these are just ideas. But, my whole point is what I'm going to get at, and I want you to sort of give me what you think, is the fact that, like, I've always associated, if the thresholds ever went, I genuinely worried for this platform. But then the way he put it, and I'm not saying this is going to happen or anything, but the way he explained it made me feel like, you know what? I think I would prefer it to be the whole, the jackpot heavyweight, if that makes any sense.
Interesting what you say, because basically that's what I'm saying since
you have been saying it. You've been saying we need the jackpots, but we haven't really said the thresholds need to completely.
No, I think we said that actually. I think
maybe you did. Yeah. Maybe you did. To be fair,
no, we actually talked about this,
okay,
but I agree with you. But I think I'm more understands what I said in the last podcast. Basically,
okay,
is that I think threshold is not bad in itself if there is this jackpot element.
Got you. You want both, obviously, right?
Because both. If I would choose, I would rather have the jackpot element. But I think the best of both worlds would be if you have both, because that's how I started Sorare.
Yeah.
And that's how I I fell in love with Sorare. Mm-hmm. That I played the thresholds to accumulate money, not to buy in one threshold, I buy one card already, but to accumulate money to then buy players to go for the jackpot thing. And that system is not a bad system, not at all, because this system needs money in the circular economy, basically. If not, the economy is going to fall down. The thing is, we need to make it as exciting for the users to reinvest this money and not just cash it out. That's basically it. And that's why we need the jackpot element. What I am 100% on board with, and I love you guys, and I love you, like for real, but get rid of limited threshold. Nobody needs that. And that's already a lot of money saved that could go into limited competitions, rare competitions, super rare competitions, and even unique competitions. But nobody needs a limited threshold. I think with €5 you can actually now build a limited threshold team. So you just need one threshold and then you're basically break even, which is crazy. So Sorare needs to get rid of that ASAP for sure. Mm-hmm. And then the rest I think is fine as it is. We just need to get this jackpot element back so that people actually invest their money in.
Fair enough, and I completely get your point. So my counter to that is then, if we, like you said, best of both worlds is what we want, how can Sorare offer the jackpot element without reducing thresholds? Is it you think by just getting rid of the limited threshold, you think that would do it?
How much people did win the limited threshold in the last big game week?
How could I find that out? Game weeks. I don't know how exactly to find it out, but I'm gonna try and do something.
Even if it's 2,000 people, it's already 10K.
It's way more than that. Yeah, it's way more than that. Let's call
what I mean?
Let's call it 10K people. Call it 10K people.
And if you already reinvest 3K in limited, 3K in rare, and 3K in super rare prize pools, that's already a lot better than what it is at the moment. Mm-hmm. If instead of 580 euros, the first in All-Star Rare would get 3,500 euros, it's already a completely different story. I think we need even more, but or at least make cards worth again, that people want to compete for those cards, which would be the easiest solution in a way.
Yeah. The other point,
that's not gonna be possible if you're overminting, adding new cards nobody needs, and withdrawing cards that everybody wants, especially Benfica, PSG. We still don't have PSG and Benfica, even not in the prize pools. And then every 2 weeks we get Strasbourg, Angers, Saint-Etienne. Who cares? I'm sorry.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Of course,
isn't it? Let's be honest.
But I'm not even sure if it's better than nothing, because we have those cards already.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, I got you.
But if you don't have a Mbappé, if you don't have a Trubin on the platform, you can actually win. There's something really missing. Tell me one guy from Angers except of Fofana, the goalkeeper, which I agree, he's crazy.
Yeah.
You would
Yeah.
actually want to own
Good point.
if you're not a crazy fan.
I
You
know.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want
agree.
to disrespect anybody. I think in a working bull market, I think you can also come up with those new cards, but not in the environment we are right now, and especially with the lost appetite of the community to buy new cards.
And no, it's not even buy new cards, it's buy new good cards. Like,
yes,
there's no incentive to buy good cards right now, or, you know, if we're being honest, because it's all about threshold grinding, unfortunately, for the most part.
but I think they understood that, and they're going to change that for sure.
For sure, yeah, they have to, because it's affecting their bottom line at the end of the day. If everyone's just grinding thresholds, it doesn't make sense. Like,
no, if everybody's just grinding threshold, this platform is not going to work.
Exactly, it dies. The bottom,
it dies.
Like, it's not possible, right? So
it's not possible.
And the other point that Andy was making, which I want to, you know, which is kind of obvious, but it's just good to kind of sort of layer it out in the sense that, like, you know, the thresholds right now are causing, you know, rubbish, or let's not say rubbish cards, but, you know, capped cards, you know, their floor is, you know, relatively high compared to the, you know, star rare cards. They're just so suppressed in price. Because what is the point of buying like, why would someone go spend $2,000 on a Jude Bellingham right now where they could just go spend $2,000 on a super rare thresholds team and grind £150 every week? You know, like, that is not right in the sense that, like, so rare should want you to go out and buy the Bellinghams, not the super rare threshold team, you know?
Yeah,
obviously both, but you know what I'm saying?
100%, 1,000%. And they need to fix that ASAP, because at the moment their ship is sinking and the captain needs to steer away. Like, for real. The captain needs to step in and steer. If not, this is going to sink. Like, not even sugarcoating or anything, because it's not going to work if people are just, first of all, negative in itself, and nobody's excited to play this game anymore, because what the hell are you going to win? Like, bro, my friend, like, nothing, bro, it's crazy. My friend won All-Star Rare like 2 weeks ago, something like that. Okay. Yeah, or even Haber. What did Haber win when he won?
Maybe Mignon, was it? I don't know.
Let me check.
I think it was.
Oh yeah, he won Mignon, so that's still okay. But even Mignon, brother, is worth like €700 nowadays.
I know.
Like, you're not gonna get excited for that.
No, but that's the issue. You would if prices have always been that way, but because they've been so much higher, we're conditioned to think that because it's so much lower than it used to be, then it fucks with your mentality. You know, it's just 100%. Do you get what I'm saying? If he's always been that price, then it doesn't matter.
The problem is that they're always just going down, and that makes people crazy. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I don't, like, for real, I literally don't care if they never go up again. I just want them to stabilize. I literally don't care. Like, for real. I'm not here to make the most money of all. I just want to enjoy the game, love the game, and make maybe $1 or $2 where I can go on a holiday or whatever. I'm not. I'm not going to.
You want to earn that in the sense of, like, you want it to happen where you've beaten a couple of thousand people and you finished first or second. You know, that feeling is incredible in that sense. That jackpotty feeling.
1,000%.
And I know I've been guilty of grinding the threshold myself in Super N stuff, and you know, so have you. We all have, right? But it doesn't give you the same thrill. I'm sorry, but winning a threshold, unfortunately, just doesn't give you that buzz.
1,000%.
Because you haven't beaten any players. You've just beaten the game, if that makes sense. You've beaten
the game.
Sorare.
Exactly.
And it's just not as fun. I'm sorry. I just don't think it's as fun. But that's not to say I won't play it, obviously.
If you have beaten the game, that's socialism. That's communism, basically. That's actually basically communism. You've beaten the state, nothing else. And communism doesn't work. We all know that. And you need a free market to flourish. If not, people will leave, and then a lot of other stuff will fall. But I hope, and I think I have hope that they understood that. And if I wouldn't have the hope, I would have sold up, and I would have just didn't care anymore. I'm still very good in profit because I did very good the last 2.5 years. You know what I mean? But I'm still very faithful, and I still have a lot of fun playing this game. This on this platform, not this game. I just did a massive mistake and called this a game, which it isn't. Well, and
but it is a platform
within
a game, right? Like,
it is a platform with a game in it, but it's
it's
not
a
a game.
fantasy football game, surely,
It's a
right?
fantasy football platform, not a game. If it is a game, cards shouldn't be worth anything, to be honest. But it isn't,
No, but
because you actually
that's not
can
fair.
earn something.
That's not fair
It's
because
difficult. I understand
Fortnite's
what
a
you mean.
game. Fortnite's a game, and you can buy digital, little fucking items and shit. Like, it's still a
Yeah, but
game.
you can't make anything. You know what I mean?
Yes,
You're
you
not
can.
playing. You know,
You can sell those skins. I know people who have like really old accounts, and because they bought the skins back in the day, their
does somebody
accounts are
actually
worth.
still play Fortnite? Like for
I
real?
mean, Fortnite's back actually. Yeah, I don't play games. I don't have a console, but
Is it
Fortnite.
back?
Yeah,
I'm
Fortnite's
glad for
back.
them.
Yeah. They've brought back the new maps and stuff.
I'm glad for them.
The old map, sorry, but regardless, come on, it is a game, Feder. You
Yeah, of
surely.
course it's a bad game, but it
I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. At the end of the day, like
it
I don't
shouldn't
know.
be. It should be then. Okay, then let's call it like that. It should be a luxury game. It should not be a mass game, because then it's not gonna work. Especially if you position yourself as a
Yeah,
luxury product with only one of one.
but it's so yeah, I agree. There's luxury elements to it, but it can't be luxury for every level. Like, you get what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying?
course. Yeah, of course. But then, for example, that's why I say get rid of thresholds and limited. I don't think anybody needs that. If you want to, like, for real, if you want to play limited at this point, it's just for fun.
Yeah,
As it used to, I think it was expected to be from Sorare side itself.
I agree. I
You
just
know what
think
I mean?
yeah. I just think I don't mind the idea of.
And
I
one
mean,
thing I wanted to
obviously,
say,
go on.
one thing I actually wanted to say, which I never really thought about in a way, but one of our guys in the community actually pointed that out, and that made me think a lot, to be honest, is how, like, limited collection owners, the first one, Yalf said that,
Yeah.
are being rewarded for being the number one limited collector. And
Yeah, who
he is
said
actually
this?
absolutely,
Someone said,
yeah,
someone
Yalf,
in our
yeah, Yalf,
Discord, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, Yalf said, and he's absolutely right, because basically you can get a full limited collection for 200 euros, and there's rare cards who cost more than that, and people spend more than that, and a company should reward people who spend more money on their products, because then they make
Yeah.
more.
Of
So
course.
that's a big thing I actually saw, and I think Sora needs to think about that, because I agree with him.
I
I don't say
think they should
everybody who
give one
bought.
to limited though, right? They shouldn't give. Wasn't it
Yeah,
three?
the
Wasn't
first
it? That
one.
was the issue, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's three. I think one is fine. The first one should be fine, because it still is a collection game base, and it's harder to be the number one in limited than to be the number
True.
one
Yeah.
in super rare, for example. But still, like, if you buy one super rare, you could have bought 3 limited collections, in a way, if it is a certain super rare.
Yeah.
And yeah, but that made me think a lot, and I think they need to. Kudos to one thing I have to say. Kudos to them. I think I don't know if you've read that, but they had this new announcement that if you are in Italy and you invite some players, they invite you to the Super Cup of
Right.
the Coppa, basically, and the plane is bought, the tickets are paid, and the hotel is paid. That's good,
Wow.
because
Okay.
people I think were not excited enough for those things, because they said, okay, I still have to fly to Madrid, I still have to book
I
the hotel
remember
in
this.
Madrid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agree.
So what,
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Fair play.
I
That's
get,
incredible.
like, in a way, I get gifted 50 euro card tickets,
Yeah.
which you can get on the market for 50 euros, but I have to pay 200 euros for flights and another 150 euros for the hotel. You know what I mean? So
Agree.
why should I go?
100%, mate. Yeah, no, that's a big thing that, yeah, I think a lot of these situations where people have won competitions, they fly out with Milan or whoever it is, Soren need to pay for it all at the end of the day. Like, they just do. It needs to be a full
Exactly.
package, doesn't it? Hotel, flights and the ticket, or, whatever that situation is. But, okay, on that topic then,
Yeah, sorry, bro.
Nicholas Julia on Twitter, I think it was December 29th.
Yeah.
He tweeted a few things to expect early 24. So for Sorare Pro, which is, SO5 as we call it, for football, he said new competition structure mirroring the real world of football. Star players be star players. I think that's a really interesting line, isn't it? Because, from the last couple of weeks, we've seen the sort of DMP prize pool situation pan out, very, very negatively in the community.
Yes, that was a big
mistake. It's been horrific. Right now, I don't want to win cards. That's how. I know that sounds stupid.
Yeah, man, that was a mistake. Even in a complete bull market, that would have killed a lot of momentum.
Of course, yeah.
That would have killed even then. And imagine that in a market like this.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, we've lived it. Yeah, it's been horrendous. It's been shocking. The whole star players be star players. I mean, there was a time probably 6, 8, 10 months ago maybe where there was like 10 players in the prize pool, like for star rare, and they were star rares. They were like the best players in the world. So it'd be interesting to see how that, like what he said there, like how that translates to, changing things. Does that mean, are they going to get rid of DMP? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
No, I think they're not going to get rid of DMPs,
especially
in tier 4 and tier 5. Maybe they're going to do something like that would be crazy good, for example. That would be a cool thing to excite people, to be honest. If these fucking star players, you can only win. They're not going to auction them anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, but that can't be good for them, no?
Who cares? But if they just at the moment, they don't have to think about themselves. They have to think about how is this platform going to survive and how is this going to thrive again. You know what I mean? Because if not, they run 4 or 5 years like this, and then nobody cares anyways anymore about Sorare. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that would be crazy. That would be one way to make stars again, basically.
Interesting. Okay.
So you can only win a Haaland. You can only win him, and if you want to sell him, you have to buy it from somebody that actually won.
And they take a percentage of that, obviously, with the market fee. So
exactly, bump up the market fee for 10%. I have no problem with that. Even bump it up to 25% if you auction. Nothing less. Like if you tell me, like for real, and I think if you do the maths, I think it could work. Like you're not gonna auction any card anymore, and you're gonna bump up the market fee to 30%. I would accept that immediately. I would sign everything.
Interesting. Okay.
But that would be crazy as well. That would be one of solutions as well, by the way, because I think you're gonna make mathematically. I think somebody, MPen or whoever is gonna listen to this, or who has some time. Unfortunately, don't have the time at the moment. If that would be viable and sustainable, if they would get 30% on each transaction, and then they would lose, let's say, 90% of the auction revenues. Of course, they have to auction a Haaland unique and Vinny unique. They have to do. They can't give them out. Of course, they are marketing tools as well. Because if a Haaland unique goes for 700k, people are gonna get excited. People are gonna say, "Wow, what is this? I want to play this." You know what I mean?
Well, for the longest time, Sorare have never promoted the fact that cards go for a lot of money, have they? They've never really promoted it.
Yeah, but they did at the beginning.
They did at one point, yeah. And
because I think one of the biggest hype was Gary Weebu. And the other big hype was when Haaland was sold for 700k.
Yeah, but I still don't think they gave enough hype to that. They really didn't.
They should have, and I think they did, because I think that was when a lot of new users signed up. A lot of new users signed up. And that's what makes new users sign up. Like, for real. New users come in because they want to have the possibility to play their favorite team, their favorite cards, but also have the dream to actually win something.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna sign up because there's this new manager ID system where you can put your logos there and there, or because you can have a collection of Burnley worth 10 cents. Nobody's gonna do that. Like, I'm sorry. That's a nice side effect, but it's not the game itself.
Yeah. It's not if we want to call it the game, up, is it?
Exactly.
Okay. Second point: better reward structure for all sports. More exciting opening boxes, more exciting prizes in general. Managers want to dream big, and the prize structure will adjust accordingly. Does that tell us we're going to see some big sort of ETH prizes, cash prizes at the top of these podiums?
I think we should, and I think we need, but the problem is we need to pay attention that we're not also giving out too much cards, because then gonna just act inflationary, and it's not gonna be too good. But I think some of those things seem pretty positive. Some are again just hypey. Let's see what they're actually gonna mean at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think one of the craziest things that he said is the thing we discussed the first. Star players are gonna be stars, and it's great. The thing is, it could also mean something negative. And as I know Sorare at the moment and I've gotten to know them, it could be also a negative change in the meaning that you can't play SPL cards or MLS cards anymore in an All-Star or something like that. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Because they don't want Jill to be better than
Or they take out like champion Europe cards from the global prize pool, if that makes sense.
or something like that. But I wouldn't hate that, to be honest. I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be like too terrible, would it? Because then that does prop up the values of champ cards, but then it does decrease
By
the
the
value
way,
of other cards.
if we keep cap as it is at the moment,
Yeah.
which I think they are going to do, even in rare and in super rare, get rid of the card rewards. Like, it should not be a double benefication to play this. It's even a further excitement to play the cap instead of something else, basically.
Yeah, and you know, I do this myself.
Or
I
do
obviously
it-
play 240 super rare. But listen, because you've benefited from this as well. You've won a unique from 240, haven't you? Or was it
No, I wanted
270?
270.
270, fair enough. But like, obviously, I played 240. You know, obviously, I'm just aiming for the threshold. But if I have hit a really good score, it is nice sometimes to be in with a chance of winning that unique. You know, because I've never won a unique. I haven't been lucky enough yet to win one.
I know, but it is harmful for Sora in a way because I tell you one thing. Best example for you, my friend. Like, literally, brother. You play your cap 240 Labrovic in cap 240, even if he plays against Osijek, you know, especially because when he plays against Osijek, instead of trying to play him in U23, because you know, okay, he's playing against Osijek, so
he's going to get a clean sheet probably.
The clean sheet is going to be 100% sure. So I'm probably going to get the 200 euros, and then I have the chance for a card. Yeah. If you don't have the chance for the card, you're probably going to play your Labrovic in the U23 still. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, that's better for Sora.
Agree. It is.
Because first of all, they for sure that you have a higher chance that they have to pay you out the 200 euros.
Okay.
Plus, most likely you're going to also get a card, which could be used somewhere else in a way.
And the card doesn't necessarily cost them anything.
Exactly. And and
that's interesting.
That's very interesting. But don't get me wrong, I don't think it's like priority number one, but I think it would be fine if they would take them away. And cap 240 is just for threshold. And if you want to win cards, then the only thing, it could be a negative in a way, because this could actually lead to somebody just playing threshold to cash them out. This could also be this could be the case, to be honest. Like, because if you win a card, maybe you also try, oh, now I have another striker, maybe I should buy a new card, a new team for that, for example. Or I still have the possibility to play the card. And if you just go for the 200, it basically is a dividend, and you just cash it out.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a negative aspect of it. I'm not too sure. Somebody, they would need to check the data and see if it would help or not.
Another spanner then. What if they come out and say in the next month, if you want to play cap 240, you need at least one or maybe even two new season cards. How would that make you feel?
I think it's gonna happen in a way, because they have to make it harder for them to.
They need to make revenue back, don't they? Obviously, you know,
they need to make revenue back first of all. Especially if they can't attract new players at the moment, which is very hard for them to attract at the moment, because everybody is bad washing Sorare. Like, if you would ask anybody at the moment if they would suggest Sorare, probably 9 of 10 people would say no. You know, and that's just not a good thing. And Sorare, in my opinion, and I hope they understand that the number one growth factor for Sorare is word of mouth. If I go to my mates and tell, well, let's do this. You can win £1,000 and have fun on it. Then he's gonna play. If he's reading a banter on the stadium, he's probably not gonna play. Or even if he gets a TikTok ad or whatever. Especially he's not gonna. Maybe he then starts playing limited and he likes it and then he puts in more money. That could happen, but it's more probable that it's gonna happen if I tell my mate and actually insist him signing up, because I also want to sign up bonus from the cards and whatever. Then it's actually gonna happen and gonna be more successful in a way. But yeah, going back to this thing, I think it's gonna happen in a way. For example, I think they're not gonna change anything on the pointing.
Okay.
Like they're not gonna make
they've
thresholds
just changed
harder.
it already, haven't they? They've literally just changed
Yeah,
it with
but just
the bonuses. Yeah.
Exactly, with the bonuses. I think they should take away, like, this is a demand. This is actually priority number one. I think they definitely should take away the limited threshold. That's just a waste of money for them. Nobody needs that, and they're just losing money on that. I'm sorry for you guys. Like, for real, my heart is with you. But I think for the benefit of the whole platform, this is needed. And so that's number one. And then I think from the next summer, but I think if they do something like that, they have to announce this in advance.
Okay.
Like, they have to say in September when the new cards come out, or in October mostly the new cards come out. They say from November on, you need 1 in super rare, 2 in rare, and nothing in limit, because hopefully it doesn't exist anymore. But you understand what I mean? So basically, I think, then let's do 2 in super rare, 1 in unique, and 3 in rare. And I think that could be working and is also fair in a way, because they need to make some money, and they need sustainability. And if the platform is not sustainable, we will not be enjoying this platform in 3 years, and that will be a mess. And yeah. Another thing, just on the side note, I think they should change the rule on the unique threshold. I think they should get rid of the super rare. You have to have 5 uniques if you want to play it. If not, you can't play it. Boom. I think there's enough uniques in the market already that they don't have to do this rule anymore. Like,
it's quite confusing, isn't it? In the sense of, like, every other competition, obviously you just need those scarcities. You need 5 limited, 5 rares for 240 rare, and then obviously 5 super rares for cap 240 super rare. Obviously with unique you can use 1 super. I get it, I do,
which is good for the market, that you actually can use 1 super in the unique threshold, because if not, I probably would suggest that super rare goalkeepers are going to lose 5% of the value, something like that, because they can be used.
They've already lost 50%.
And they lost so much money. It's absolutely crazy. And it's just painful to be on Sorare at the moment, and they need to change that. Like, it can't be that your customer doesn't actually want to be on the platform anymore. It just is because
I know.
he's and that's just bad. And they really need to steer the ship. They're basically on a way on the iceberg, and now the captain needs to steer this ship away. That's basically what's happening at the moment. And
hopefully Big Nicolas is doing
maybe
that.
Hopefully. There's ways for it. We need better directions with supply. Somebody needs to manage supply better. Either we have less rewards or less auctions, but we can't have the same supply we have at the moment. Man, there's like every 3 days I get the notification Inigo Vincente rare on the market. Inigo Vincente. Who's gonna buy all these Inigo Vincentes? Like, for real? That's one thing that we need to make this game exciting again. That people like you and me, like all people become like you and me again, which they were at some certain points, watching the deadline stream, the lineups, and because it is so important to actually play to play your lineup correct, because there's so much on the line. If you don't have that, Sorare is not gonna work, in my opinion, because you need this excitement, this craziness,
the thrill,
this fanatism. Exactly. And
I agree. I do agree with that.
The hours invested in it, in a way. And people seem to tend, even us, bro, like, as we said on the beginning, last Christmas I was full on Sorare. Like, this Christmas I didn't care, you know what I mean? And that's not good. Of course we played it now for 3 years, but still, if there would be more at stake, I would still care, you know what I mean? Because we are doing the podcast now already 2 years, probably maybe 1.5 years, and then every podcast for me is still like number one podcast because it's so much at stake for me and because I love it so much. You know what I mean? And that needs to be again in Sorare. So excitement needs to come back somehow. Brother, just give out those freaking. I don't understand that. Like, give out those celebration cards as rewards. That's just so easy to get exciting. You know what I mean? Like reward people, even if let's say Theo Hernandez a tier 2, yeah. Even if his celebration card would be a tier 1 territory because it has the premium, but just let the guy be lucky who had a tier 2 becoming a tier 1, actually getting a tier 1 in this Theo Hernandez celebration card. That's actually luck, and people then are also looking forward to win something because you still can have the jackpot even if you're reaching tier 2 or tier 4, because for example Douglas Lewis is a normal tier 4 but has a celebration card. It's a bit the same with what FIFA did with the informs. It's basically you have to they are still counted as a silver card in the system, but if you pack him, he is actually an inform, you know, and you're a lucky guy. So and yeah, I for sure think they need to do something like that so people are getting excited. What we need for sure is this reward boxes in all scarcities, because it's gonna just indulge hype and everything, and people, if people can save them up, even better, because then there's gonna be streams and everything, and strange YouTubers and whatever collecting 100 boxes and then opening them, and one of them is Lionel Messi, and then he throws around the chair in the room, and everybody's screaming, and that's how you make marketing, basically.
Agree.
Yeah, so those are not bad at all as well. So I think there's enough dynamite to steer away the ship from the iceberg. We just need to do it at this point in area.
Yeah, it's just action, isn't it? We just need to see conviction.
We need to see some action,
see it happen, because the theories, the fixes are there, like they exist. It's not as if like we're trying to, you know, this is not like an impossible fix. You know, and I know that's coming from two people who like don't work there. Obviously, we just play the game, but it. You know, there's obviously things they can do. So, you know, it's definitely not all doom and gloom, is it, at all? I'm just looking at some of the other things he said. He mentioned clear communicated windows where we can make changes on core gameplay. That's twice a year. Manager ID we mentioned. We've got mobile first scouting experience. Revamp user journey levels to guide users to each step of their career. And then they've got the rival situation, moving from closed to open beta. Big surprise at launch. Current gameplay not reflecting what you'll see at launch. And I think today, actually, they launched on Android, right? There was a full launch.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good step. Like, Sorare is doing the stuff for the product-wise. I'm not saying that they're not doing anything.
No, I know.
But, like, they now need to look at the environment, the macroeconomics of the market, and look at the market, how to fix this market, that people are enjoying to play this amazing product that they actually built. Because Sorare is amazing, period. Nothing else to say. They're just self-destructing at the moment.
Yeah, no, I get it. A couple of other things, though.
This product is the best I've played in my whole life. It's addicting. I love it. I'm addicted to it. You're addicted to it. It's just awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why it hurts so much to me that it's not what it can be in a way.
Yeah, it's just so much potential that hasn't really been unlocked yet.
Exactly.
This one's an interesting one, though. First mainstream campaigns with star athletes.
That could be cool. Like,
what do we think?
If they get Lionel Messi and Kylian Mbappé, I need to see how they work.
Yeah,
because to be honest, their marketing efforts have been very bad. Like, and they don't seem to know how to make marketing at the moment. As I said, like, you need to get Kimmich on and have him open 10 packs, 100 packs, and then open a Lionel Messi and him screaming away. Then you go viral.
Yeah.
If you just post a picture with Lionel Messi invited, it could be fine, and it's better than nothing. Don't get me wrong.
Agree.
It needs to go viral. It needs to go viral, and people need to get excited. People need to see, wow, this is fucking amazing. I can win. I can just play, and I can win 5K in a weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you reach that point, and people start talking about this again in a positive way, we golden. Then we made it. But before that, it's not looking too good.
No. Okay, last point then. Addition of a couple of iconic clubs that have been missing for a while. Do you think
Yeah,
that was the launch of Marseille
that
and
was
Saint
Marseille and
Etienne?
Saint-Étienne, because Marseille
Yeah,
and Saint-Étienne are very, very
big
important
clubs.
clubs in France. Very,
Agree.
very important.
Yeah.
But I thought they were just they were relaunching maybe
PSG,
Paris, Benfica, Inter, Juve, Porto, something like that.
Yeah.
Not like nothing. Olympique Marseille needed to be on the platform, but like Saint Etienne, like I personally love Saint Etienne, but I don't think.
I mean, they're in the second division for a reason, right?
Yeah,
Let's
they're
be
in the
honest.
freaking second division. You know what I mean?
They're a big club historically, but let's be honest, they're not it right now, and that's just a fact.
Exactement. And Angers as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah. It is very interesting.
Maybe they are coming at the end of this January, because I think PSG we need for sure, man. We need a freaking Kylian Mbappé. Or maybe we don't need him because he's the only one holding up value, because there's no more cards.
Yeah, there's no more mints. Yeah.
No more mints. So yeah, yeah, brother.
Can I just say, Cancelo's just gone off injured 11 minutes into the game.
So Balde is back.
Well, Balde was starting anyway, actually, but Christensen's
I don't have him anymore, anyways.
Yeah, I obviously got rid of mine as well, but yeah, Cancelo's just got injured, and Barcelona are 1-0 down, by the way, to Las Palmas.
Bro, Barcelona's so bad at the moment. I don't even understand why.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Xavi,
I haven't watched as many games, to be honest.
A huge blow. Cancelo is forced off inside 10 minutes with a knee injury. Oh.
Oof, knee injury. Man, Girona won 4-3 against Atletico.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Savio, my boy, with a goal.
Man, holy moly.
But that cannot be good for Cancelo. Wow.
They have Porto?
Yeah.
Girona is cooking, brother. They're going to win this.
I know.
They're going to win this league, brother. Like, for real.
They're doing very well, aren't they?
And what the hell is De Paul? He did, yeah. Oh man.
Okay then.
But I'm actually looking forward. I'm looking forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
Watching some sporting. If one day maybe they will make me proud, but it's gonna be tomorrow night. I'm not gonna bet on it, to be honest. But and looking forward to this to the leagues to start again. To be honest, very much looking forward to it. And the most looking forward to my America players to start again. I love the Americas. That's one thing I will always be grateful for to Sorare, is that my love for the American football is unbelievable. Like, I at this stage and area, I rather watch Argentinian football than any other football in the world, basically, except from Bayern and Milan. They get 2 games, but love it, freaking love it. And even MLS. The problem with MLS. They always play like at too late. Argentina somehow plays always at 9-11, so that's perfect. But
yeah, that is a big thing, isn't it? It has made us fall in love with some obscure leagues that we'd never be interested in. But I will add, obviously, you mentioned it earlier. Isco hopefully will be on the next podcast to do a little, Argentinian league special. We did one last year. I'm sure we'll do an MLS one as well. Before that starts up in Feb. But yeah, things are looking up. We're positive. We're happy, to be recording again. And yeah, I'm just buzzing, like Feder says, for these leagues all to come back. And yeah, let's make this game great again, lads, isn't it?
Let's make this game great again. And
what was that? Oh, that's gonna get clipped up. That was funny. That was really funny. That was
brother. We need to do this, and we all have to work for that. And this is our shared love in a way, and we all found together because of that. So, man, without Sorare, I wouldn't have found Harry. I wouldn't have had the passion to do the podcast. So, I'm very grateful to Sorare. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean?
It's changed. Yeah, it's made me be able to do things I'd never, ever in a million years think I'd be doing.
That's why we're ranting sometimes, because we love this product so much.
Everyone loves a rant. Everyone loves a rant, and we're passionate, and it's obvious. We can't hide that. Unfortunately, we are.
Exactly.
We're very truthful people. Like, we're not. There's no. What's the word? Like, we're not putting on an act in any way. Like, we're not.
What happened actually?
Fake. Go on.
But what happened with the trash thing in the SPL? I haven't really seen anything on
With the
Twitter,
lead
but
thing, all it
I don't.
is like lead basically called the league trash, and all the Scottish people are, are just defending their league in that sense, saying that it's not trash, which is fair enough.
Which is
But
fair
yeah,
enough, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's their league. They're going to be, patriotic about it, and I get it. I don't think it's the best league in the world. It clearly isn't. Um, but I mean, I don't hate it. I don't think it's great, but it is what it is. I mean, I
It
don't
is
really
what it
care,
is.
to be
It's
honest.
better than
Yeah,
the Welsh league.
it's way better than the Welsh league.
Let's say it like that.
100% way better than the Welsh league.
Let's
Right,
say
we'll
it
end
like
on
that.
that then. It's been a pleasure getting back with you, Feder. We'll do the same next week for episode 45. Like I said, we'll hopefully have Isco on for that.
Exactement.
But yeah, mate, hope you have a good game week. Hope you have a good day. And, all you guys at home, leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you think. And yeah, it is what
Peace.
it is. Peace out.